What's the song that is played where everybody is on the chair, everybody going to my mind's going blank now. What's happening? I can't remember. I'm going to lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I heading? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. Last night on the television, I was on a telephone rapidly rising with I don't know. COVID has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's live reflected in the NHDI. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was inflicted. We're going to seize the ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. NATO's purpose is to defend against aggression. Let me make.
All right. There you go. Talking to some people in the chat. Hey, everybody. What's up? How are you doing? Have you thought today of the things that you're thankful for? If you haven't, there's time. And I'm thankful for you tuning into the show, giving me an outlet for my creative ventures or news or whatever these things are that we do every day when we can. So, hey, somebody's already saying Satan brings all my satanic titles, bring all the girls to the yard. I think there's still something about it that gets people to tune in. You want me to show you that? You guys this is a choose your own adventure show. You can interact with me and I will look at what you say and we can move to that news coverage. I have so many tabs available because it's been the last time I did a show was Thursday. I have a few things in my life. My dad has declining health, so I try to spend time with him as possible, and sometimes I'd interrupt my show. And then today and now I'm the house I used to live in sold, and so I've been moving furniture all this morning. So I have a lot of stuff lined up, but it's a question of what you want to hear, what you're here for. But I'll show you the satanic hand signs. Censored Mom says, seem fixed. Yeah, I could ask, is the NFL rigged? Like, but I want to know if you really believe it, or if you're just saying that, or if you watch it at all, or you're just saying that because the Kansas City Chiefs won. I want to know, is it really rigged? Because it'd be really hard. I have a video that shows proof that it's rigged. I'll play that now. We're going to freestyle this a little bit. I have news today. Bitcoin is over $50,000. I won't ring the bell because Sumi is sleeping and she's going to wake up and start barking. Bitcoin's over $50,000. And there are two Bitcoin related things that happened during the Super Bowl or after the Super Bowl. Joe Biden I don't know if he's got interns working with him or if he's trying to reach younger voters, but he tweeted this out after the game. We want to get people tuned in. I'll play my intro and then I'll show you some stuff. Okay. Good to see you. Happy Monday. I hope your day is going perfectly. I hope it gets better. Things can always get better, right? Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman.
I bring you the news, the real news.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. This Joe Biden tweeted this out. You could argue that this is kind of satanic. What Bitcoin people call laser eyes. He's taking credit for the game being fixed because people are saying, right, the game is fixed so that Taylor Swift becomes more famous somehow because her boyfriend's team won the event. Her boyfriend is super weird. He led the stadium in these dumb songs, the Viva Las Vegas. It was kind of crazy. If you want to see it, I'll show it to you. He came out and he grabbed the trophy and then he led the audience in some sing-alongs, which was kind of weird. Devotee said, yeah, church service, so you missed it. Thankfully, church really in the afternoon. I mean, the game, god dang, the games are long, right? You have to sit through a lot of commercials. All right, I'm going to make sure you don't have to sit through too many before I give you the news that you came here for about the Satanic Super Bowl. Who is this individual? So that's Joe Biden with laser eyes, and Bitcoin is over 50K right now. We'll talk about Bitcoin. Who is this individual with the red hair who looks mixed race or something? Other people know. She's wearing what appears to be an upside down crucifix and does devil horns. I'll show you. So there. Did you see that? Like right there. She's doing some kind of devil horns when the camera's on her. And she's wearing that cross, that upside down cross, which she then holds up to the camera. Is that like a way to say Hail Satan? I believe it. I believe there are people in entertainment who worship Satan or worship something. The God, the Lord of the Light reminds me of Game of Thrones. Lucifer, the one you shouldn't mess around with. Who knows? But she did make a show of it. She did make a show of doing. I mean, what are you going to do? Totally dismiss it? Because they think it works. That's why they do it. They think it works for them to have fame and fortune, I guess. But who the hell knows? I don't know for sure. But I believe it. I believe it's possible. Some people worship Satan. Genuinely. Some people do much worse than that. So they think that God is providing them with things. So hopefully I made an agreement to sell my soul at one point, unfortunately, to turn it into an NFT. I said that I would sell a contract of me as an NFT. So it wouldn't be bought by Satan, perhaps. But anyway, I came up with that idea. And then to have an exchange where souls are traded as NFTs, metaphorically. But you never know, like what you think can become real in a way. But I didn't sell my soul. That's the good news. Although you have some part of me that I need treated kindly. That's all. So anyway, that's what happened. Then, and you saw the here's this too. Here's somebody asking if the Super Bowl is rigged based on a video clip. So here's the video clip of Kansas City. Okay, so this is some guys who posted this saying it was rigged. This person says, many Americans think so, and here's the proof. Many Americans think it's rigged. Devotee said the score is 22-25, which equals an 11. 22. I like making fun of it. 2225 is like 223, which is like 322. There you go. Ice Spice. Thank you, Censored Mom. I asked for the name. That's Ice Spice. So that's Ice Spice who is doing those hand signs and had on the upside down crucifix. So here's people who said it was rigged based on this video clip. I'll show you. Oh, you know what? There was something. Thank you, Censored Mom, for reminding me. There was something that was mentioned on the show. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys believe synchronicity is real. Like I look at the clock, it's 2:11. Like, what does that mean? Anything? We're talking about numbers. We're going into we're just in the 11th minute of the show, right? And I was showing on my screen something that said 2. I just showed that thing that said, you add up the numbers, they add up to 11. In the game, he said that. So you guys have to decide. The address of the stadium is apparent. This is according to the host who I heard on the show. Was apparently 33333. The address of the stadium, and with the final play of the game, the winning touchdown, it got their quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, to 333 yards. So passing, or I guess passing. But it might have been all-purpose yards too, because he ran a little bit. I don't know. But he said he got 333 yards with that final play, and they were at the address was 33333. He said he thought he'd mention that. Well, gamblers are superstitious too. The game's completely based on gambling. And then it was in Las Vegas. But nothing bad happened. Praise God. Nothing bad happened at the Super Bowl itself, which Joe Buck was saying it would. And there we have 99 viewers. See? B. More Busker says synchronicity is very profound in my life. Yeah, I see it. I see it, but I try to dismiss it because when I really thought I was seeing it, I was more than a little bit insane. So I try not to remind myself of being completely insane. Then I thought I was seeing it in everything. So here is, but I think it is, I don't know. I really don't know. People are on a spectrum of sanity where it goes in a circle, like where the most insane you are is very close to being what you would call the most sane. So it's not a two-dimensional chart from sanity to insanity. It's like 4D Mobius. Okay, anyway, I'll show you this. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just happy you're here. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I am counting on a little support from people. I have a goal to get 6 coffees per show, which is very reasonable. So you can go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, or if you support in other ways, like buying t-shirts, which we also have at truthclothing.io. That's how you can support the show, or you can use Cash App or whatever, or you can hire me to help you with cryptocurrency if you'd like by texting me. Okay, here's this.
Yeah, and I'm the only motherfucker that caught this shit. Look, it's 1st and 10 right now. Watch it. He gets it right here. All right. He goes like 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. 2 yards. That'll be 2nd and 8. Okay, so it says 2nd down. It should be 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, right? 2nd and 8, what it should be. Watch that.
I want you to come up here.
Look, see how it says 2nd down? No, it should be 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. Oh, first and 10 again. First and 10 again. What? I thought I was the only one that caught. I texted Q and he said, I swear I saw that shit too.
Did he say I texted Q? And he said I saw that shit too? QAnon people, I'm sad to say, are a little bit what other people would call insane. People believe in QAnon. But with what I said before about the shape of things.
I thought I was the only one that caught. I texted Q and he said, I swear I saw that shit too.
He said, is that a joke? Weird. So anyway, it's debunked in the reader comments. Super helpful. It's great that X is like, people want to hate on Elon Musk. I don't want to hate on him. He the fact checking on X is pretty good. They said basically he was just watching the TV. The TV screwed up. TV should have said it was 2nd and 1 instead of 1st and 10. Then he got 2 yards and that was 1st and 10. Instead, it said it was 2nd down. Or instead, it said it was 1st down and 10, and it wasn't. Did I say that twice? Slightly different ways. So, fact check worked. Do you want to see the ad for Jesus? Let's play that. There were 2 ads for Jesus in the Super Bowl, so it's not necessarily satanic. Paid for by He Gets Us. He gets us because Jesus does understand you. I need to be reminded of that when I think about Jesus. That was one thing that did come through, is like, Jesus gets you. Even when maybe nobody else does. Right? So they call it He Gets Us. I'll show you. I believe that to be true. You have your own higher powers and so forth. Who knows? But I do remember that. I did have an understand. It's like, oh, like he understands your sense of humor, for example. And he might have like a weird sense. Like the thing is, he's been dead for 2,000 years. And he's had to like see what humans are like what happened, things that were done in his name and stuff. There's like nothing. He had just had to watch. So he developed a very sick sense of humor. He developed a very sick sense of humor. Being dead so long, even though he's a time traveler. Still, it's been a long time since he's decided to come back. He's thinking about it. But like I said, it's like once you like you have to laugh about it. It like when it gets the most insane and the most messed up for you, you have to laugh about it somehow. So sometimes shit happens, you know? You got to figure out how to deal with it. This is the Jesus ad though, okay? What am I, preacher? Today is a weird day. Here's the commercial. Okay, I'll play it for you.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. 2 worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart.
Hold on. Keep it together, computer. I know I have a lot of tabs open that aren't sleeping. You almost brought it to the end of the ad. There, that's it. He loves, what did it say at the end? Oops. Oh, and then it went to a Van Morrison song. See, this is like synchronicity. Because I think Van Morrison, when he's singing his love songs, he's singing about God. And some people's love songs.
Look at the album on the old crackers wall. Look at them flowers.
All right. Got that warm love. That's what God has for us, I believe, is warm love. So when I'm feeling bad, sometimes I go out and I stare at the sun and I feel the warmth of it. Yes, we worship the sun and the moon and the planets. We have all these gods that are now fighting with each other. I don't know. Thanks for the tip. Thanks for the job for 9. Says wonderful to see 136 peeps watching. Now please smash the like button. Hey Nate. Hey job for 9. Thank you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. And I will check my coffees. I check those about a half hour in. Okay. Well, that was a lot of philosophy. There you saw let's see how this, what I wanted to test. Okay, so check this out. It's a little different. People are voting in the poll. Yeah, and the results are quite interesting. Maybe it has to do with the people who are tuning into the show, though. Last time I ran the poll and I asked, will you be watching the Super Bowl? 80% of you said no. But now I ask, did you watch any of the Super Bowl? And nearly 40% of people did. 37% actually did. So I saw that happen in real time. You just want to be, it's like the Bible. It's like reading the Bible. Like, even if you're not a believer, you got to read it because it's popular. And music too. It's good to listen to, just to see, why is it popular? Like, what does it say? What's the message? Baby hit me one more time. Like, people are so worried about music, but then they put a 16-year-old girl out there and says, baby hit me one more time. And then they try to cancel old songs about making love by the fire or whatever. Crazy. Do you want to see what I thought was the funniest Super Bowl ad for Dunkin' Donuts? I could play it for you. So, okay. So I showed you. I'm gonna start closing tabs. I showed you Joe Biden with his laser eyes. Bitcoin is at 50K right now. It's up $1,800 over the last 24 hours, up 4%. So Bitcoin is going well. If you, like I said, if you want to consult about how to buy and hold your Bitcoin, or you have questions about security, that kind of thing, let me know. You can text me at 650-429-8294, 650-GAY taxi. I've done that in the past, and now the price is pumping. I'll show you. This is the 15-minute chart from today. So doing well. And other things too. Why don't I talk about, I think that's enough about the Super Bowl. You're like, we talked about the Super Bowl? Jack Dorsey showed up. Speaking of Bitcoin, Jack Dorsey showed up with Jay-Z. So he was hanging out with Jay-Z and Beyonce. and he came out with a Satoshi shirt on and some nice gold chains too. I wonder if Jay-Z calls him my N word or not. I wonder if they're friends. So that's something, right? Satoshi was at the Super Bowl, and then the price is up almost $2,000 today. And Joe Biden did laser eyes. Joe Biden is bringing back Dark Brandon. Apparently, they're doing Dark Brandon themed things on TikTok. They're trying to reach the youth. Since I said that, and speaking of Tucker Carlson, Max Kaiser says that Tucker put the majority of his wealth into Bitcoin before he left for Moscow. That's what Max Kaiser says. Don't know. So yeah, these are also known as laser eyes, which people were put on their profiles until Bitcoin gets to 100K. So Biden is going to be replaced. I played that song. I'll play an ad from the Trump campaign about. I covered his press conference. Biden's looking really bad. Like, I really think it's a good bet to bet against him. You'd get the most out of it if you bet on this, but definitely about him being the next president. I don't know. He's at 41 cents still, but he was ahead of Trump recently. It was like 46 or 47 to 44 in Joe Biden's favor. He has since come down. That's because people are all talking about how he's too old. And it's not exactly that he's too old. It's he seems too old. Because he forgets stuff all the time. So I have like 5 minutes of him forgetting stuff. I have it right here. I'll show it to you, as a matter of fact. Because this is a big theme on this show, is that Joe Biden seems to be declining rapidly and mentally. To me, somebody who sees his clips all the time, every day he does something crazy, mentions, he's like 6 cents. I see dead people. And you do. Close to death. Ghosts come and visit those who are close to death. So maybe that's what it is for Joe. Is he's actually seeing them like they are still alive, because he's half dead. He's half dead, half alive, half dead Joe Biden. They're calling him Cadaver Biden. But it's a good bet. You bet against him for 60 cents, and that means you win $1. You get $1 back if he's not the next president. But you can also bet against him being the Democratic nominee, and that's only 27 cents. So, to win $1. So that's 3 to 1 odds. The other way is like 2 to 3 odds or something like that. I don't make me do math anymore. I once could handle it. No, I think it is actually, 2 to 3 odds. Where the other way would be 3 to 1. Ben, didn't you say it's a sucker bet? Well, I didn't make the bet. So I can show you this 5 minutes of him forgetting everything right now. So here he is. We're about a half hour in. I want to thank anybody who got me a coffee. I'm checking. You can become a member there. That'd be really helpful to me personally. I have to find ways to contribute to my to the people I love. To find ways to get by. Someone bought a coffee. Here, let me show it. Someone bought a coffee yesterday, I think. And then Pirate Justin said, "Happy Thursday. Thanks for the extra show Biden coverage." Thank you, Pirate Justin. Thanks for the coffee. And then you can become a member here too, if you want to. All right. Thanks everybody who supports the show. Okay. I said I'd play you the 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll play you that. Sure. Then we might talk about Tucker's interview. Talk about whatever you guys want. Hey, Renee, glad you're here too. It's okay to be a little late. I'll see how long it goes today.
Anyway, and I don't want to
I can get some water.
choose my words. I was just thinking, anyway, I just, look, I mean, Putin's kleptocracy, yeah. It was in January, after being elected. The late January, early February. He said, it's not, we lead, not just, well, I won't go into it. Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers. For two reasons. One, it's an impact the decades been making, because inaction was inaction. With the Department of from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa. The best way to get something done, if you hold near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway, the idea that and Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce her Shanga. But there's there to be.
It's really bad. Like I said, there's 5 minutes of this. I can keep playing it. That thing he does that a lot, where he's like, oh, actually, anyway, like that. It's a way to cover that he's forgotten what he was talking about or something. I'll play more. People are mentioning that the shape of his head appears to change at times. Be More Busker says he's like a man on shrooms. Having been on shrooms and being quite functional, it's something worse than that. Somebody says cannabis, maybe. What do you think they shoot him up with? Oh, look at that. Hey, thanks, Dustin. I got a notification on my watch. Thanks for the Cash App. That's really kind. And you always choose that dollar amount, don't you? Thank you very much for hitting me up on Cash App. $ LTV411. I feel like this is the Griftcast now. What I call him, half dead, right? Half dead Biden.
To be, beginning this effort, and I want you to know that I want to thank you as well for with the nature.
That's so weird. You know what was really weird? God, it is really weird sometimes. He sent me 333. And then I look up at my screen, and the first thing I see is I've been live for 33 minutes and 30 seconds. Ooh, this is a special show. You're glad you tuned in. I have no idea where it's going from here. I've been taken over by a spirit. I don't need to play more of it, to be honest. I can play people's reaction to it, like they're trying to defend him. Oh, I can show you what the New York Times is saying. Hold on, let me show you that. Here, this is the New York Times wrote about it. The editorial page, opinion page, editorial page. They wrote, the whole board wrote something called The Challenges of an Aging President. Maureen Dowd says, Mr. President, ditch the stealth about health. Ross Duthat said the question is not if Biden should step aside, it's how. not if Biden should step aside. And Brett Stevens said Democrats can no longer stay silent about Biden. So, I mean, all kinds of news. It's on NPR. They're questioning his mental fitness. And there's a poll. Percentage of people, it's like, let me look at the poll. Poll majority think Biden too old. Okay, here we go. New poll, overwhelming majority of Americans. I think Trump is too old too, but he seems with it still. He seems with it. He's nearly the same age. Overwhelming majority of Americans think Biden is too old for another term, including 86%. 86% of people polled say that Biden is too old to serve another term. That includes 59% thinks both of them are too old, and only 27% who think only Biden is too old. I see. Got it. 86%. Crazy. 62% think Trump's too old, for what it's worth. And he is. But probably Democrats are much more likely to say that than Republicans. Mr. Happy said it's either him or Kamala. Not sure what's better. I have a funny Prague. Let me check my notifications. Where are they? Notifications. No. Here. Raven. Oh. 18 minutes ago, I got a Cash App. 13 minutes ago, I got a Cash App. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah. Thanks, Raven. Or from June. Sorry. I doxed you. And then another one from somebody else. Yeah. Thank you, guys. You're getting me there. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thanks, Prague. Yeah, I must have gotten it. Thank you very much. Maybe I should list my Cash App more often. $Satanic LTV411. Thanks, everybody who supports the show. I appreciate you. So that's the story on him. Here's somebody doing an impression of Kamala Harris. It's pretty funny. There's a white lady doing an impression of like every Kamala Harris speech. It's pretty funny. Here, I'll play it for you.
We are here today at this prestigious
insert location
to talk with people. Okay. People in uniform, people in suits, people in t-shirts, people in dresses. And all of these people are here today together. Okay. Because we want to be unburdened by the things that have burdened us in the past and in the present, and perhaps even in the future. And as I look around, I see the sun is shining, and I see that there are trees over there, and there is ground beneath us, and I have hands, and they are clapping, and I am laughing. Thank you. Thank you.
Pretty funny. I have to tell people who are listening to this as a podcast that it wasn't actually Kamala Harris. It sounded so close. All right, let's see. We're getting through the news. I have an ad from the Trump campaign. I'm closing tabs, trying to free up space. I have a sheriff saying there's going to be an invasion. I have all the people defending. I have all the people defending oh, here we go. Actually, on theme. More of Biden being thrown under the bus here by CNN. So let me play this.
One thing that President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Daniel?
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it as a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable, as the president said, but all of it certainly not. And that open, unsealed, damaged box included, according to the special counsel, highly sensitive, top secret material about the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, another claim that President Biden made, none of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret / SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification. For example, special counsel Hur discussed 2 top secret documents about Afghanistan found in that open, unsealed, damaged box in the garage, one of which Hur said contained...
He goes, it doesn't have the red stuff. Like, how would we know? If he's doing a press conference, he's assuming the reporters know. Maybe they do. So do you know with that red stuff around the sides? So anyway, this is CNN debunking him. So you get the idea that he's not necessarily in good shape. I have the people trying to defend him, like Rachel Maddow. I have people trying to defend him, Joe Biden, including Kamala Harris. Here, I'll play that clip for you. Kamala Harris is trying to defend Joe Biden, saying his memory's fine. I have the various clips of people doing that. Here's one.
I'm glad you asked. Listen, I have been privileged and proud to serve as Vice President of the United States with Joe Biden as President of the United States. And what I saw of that report last night, I believe is, as a former prosecutor, the comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate. October 7th, Israel experienced a horrific attack, and I will tell you, we got the calls, the president and myself, in the hours after that occurred. It was an intense moment for the commander-in-chief of the United States of America, and I was in almost every meeting with the president in the hours and days that followed. Countless hours with the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State, the heads of our intelligence community, and the president was in front of and on top of it all.
He was
asking questions and requiring.
Funny if she was like, yeah, and the president was right in front of me. Here, this is her defense of him, and then I'll play the other ones.
America's military and intelligence community and diplomatic community would figure out and know how many people were dead. How many are Americans? How many hostages? Is the situation stable? He was in front of it all, coordinating and directing leaders who are in charge of America's national security, not to mention our allies around the globe. For days, and up until now, months. So the way that the president's demeanor in that report was characterized could not be more wrong on the facts and clearly politically motivated, gratuitous. And so I will say that when it comes to the role and responsibility of a prosecutor in a situation like that, we should expect that there would be a higher level of integrity than what we saw. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
See, that was the question she was waiting for. So she made sure to get that question, and then she was out of there. So that was her defense of Joe Biden's memory. Remember, he said that the president of Egypt was the president of Mexico. I live streamed his announcement. A lot of people thought he was going to announce that he was stepping aside, but instead he announced, I don't know, it didn't go well for him. It wasn't well received. He said that the president of Egypt is actually the president of Mexico, and therefore Mexico borders Palestine. So it didn't work out well. Here's Mayorkas defending him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
There you go.
The most
so that's what NBC, that was on NBC. Here's his campaign co-chair saying that if you talk to him, you better have your big boy pants on.
And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game. And as Secretary Mayorkas said a minute ago, when you go in to brief the president, you better have your big boy pants on. And this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS that's so deep, your boots will get stuck in.
Understood, but Americans don't agree with what you're saying. In fact, our NBC News poll found that 76% of voters are concerned about whether the president has the necessary mental and physical health to be president for a second term.
And I'm telling you, this guy's tough.
It lets you know that's what they're saying on Meet the Press on NBC. They're saying 70% of people. If you think it's going to be if you think it's going to be Michelle Obama, I have this. This happens to be the next tab I have open, so I'll go to that. A lot of people are saying she's not going to run. So a lot of people are saying that she's not going to run. Pirate X Pirate, thanks for pointing out the similarities between Mexico and Egypt. So they both have pyramids and brown people. That's true on the facts. So thank you for that. Yeah, they both have pyramids and brown people. Yeah, there are pyramids and all over different. Who built the pyramids? Do you think? Were they smarter than us or just better than us? In what ways were they better than us? Discuss amongst yourselves. So this is David Axelrod, I guess. Yeah. Sam Michelle's not going to run.
Look at who Vegas odds makers are saying have the best chances of being elected this fall. Trump is a 5-6 shot. It's better than even. Biden 15-8, a little better than 2-1. Next in line, Michelle Obama, 11-1, ahead of Nikki Haley, Gavin Newsom, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Kamala Harris. I don't know about you, David. I've got people in my orbit, and my radio listeners say the same thing. There's like always a family member who says, in my case, it's my brother, keep your eye on Michelle Obama. And I say, that is crazy. What should we be saying about Michelle Obama?
Well, here's what I know. Michelle Obama loves this country. She's a brilliant person and a brilliant communicator, but she was a conscript to politics. She never was interested in a political life. Even when Barack Obama was a young politician, she really didn't participate much in his campaigns. I was with him in his Senate campaign in 2004. I think she showed up twice in the whole campaign on election nights. So, she is not someone who likes politics. She doesn't like the tone and tenor of politics. And I would be floored if she would consent to that. They feel that they gave 10 years of their life to this. And I'm sure she feels as Barbara Bush did when she said there has to be someone other than the Bushes and the Clintons who could be president of the United States. My guess is that's her attitude. I always say, Michael, that I have as much chance of dancing in the Bolshoi Ballet next year than that she would be president of the United States. And so if you see me running around at the end of the year in a leotard, you'll know what happened.
I was
So
going
there you
to
go.
say, Bolshoi is hiring. I hear
He's saying don't bet against Michelle Obama being president. She's not on the list. I'll show you the list again of betting odds at predicted.org, which are different than in other places. But Donald Trump is 1-to-1 basically. Odds around 50 cents. Gavin Newsom comes in third though on this site, and Kamala Harris in fourth, and then Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in fifth. So I'm trying to decide what to transition to. I can show you the Trump. Oh man, I should show you this guy. It's 9 minutes long. There's a guy that's talking about this sheriff from Butler County, Ohio sheriff, says that it's just a matter of when we have a terrorist attack. But I have to talk about the transmash. I'm still on politics, right? Did you see RFK Jr.'s ad? Let's watch that. He actually apologized for it for some reason. RFK Jr. said he was sorry if you hurt his family. RFK Super Bowl ad. Let's see if it's on the YouTube. Let's see. That's no good. Huh. I'll have to see if I can find it. RFK Jr., if he runs, it's a threat to having a third party run is a threat to everything. Apparently. Bear with me, guys. I'm deciding where to go next. Trump is more popular with young voters. I was going to tell you that. I have more people defending here. I have another defense of Joe Biden here.
Along with the standardness of I don't recall is the standardness of prosecutors and or litigators being annoyed by it. And part of the peak that you read in it is that peak, right? I mean, he's frustrated and angry that he didn't get more. Yeah. But the other thing, you mentioned this, and we should just be clear here, right? Like, age is the central narrative question here that this all revolves around in terms of its political repercussions, the way the news happened today, the questions being asked him by multiple figures there. And in the end, what makes it such a useful political tool for people that want Donald Trump to be elected or want him not to be reelected is that the fact of his age is not something you can rebut. Mm-hmm. You can't tack to, if someone says you're too far left, you can tack to the center. The man is 80 years old.
He rides a bike.
He is the age he is, and so it's a very useful political attack for that reason.
Let's bring in NBC News White House.
Yeah. He rides a bike, she says. He rides a bike. Okay. And the special counsel report, here's Karine Jean-Pierre.
When can we talk to the president's doctor, and how come they haven't been asked to come out here and talk with us, given the her report that challenges the president's mental fitness?
So look,
that wasn't Ducey.
Just to speak to the her report really, really quickly. Special counsel Her is, as far as I remember, is obviously a Republican, a prosecutor. He's not a medical doctor. He's just not. It's not for him to speak to. It's just not.
When can we talk to the president?
You see, they're getting the questions. I think it's a matter of time. Before he steps aside. So when do you guys think he's going to step aside? He's got to do it soon. So, all right. That's the news on Joe Biden's memory. Here's young people who love Trump.
South Carolina, Nikki can't get any love in South Carolina either. Let me ask you, why are you guys MAGA? Why are you Trump? Why do you support Trump so much?
Liberty and justice for all.
Amen. That's what he's not getting. Is it crazy?
Close the borders. Close the borders.
Close the borders.
Out of here. We do not
not like the propaganda. We're here for the truth.
That's it.
Get Sleepy Joe out of here.
What do you think about CNN, MSNBC, all of the other So a lot of people think the country's gone, that the next generation, your generation, isn't smart, is all libtards, all brain dead. What do you tell them?
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of propaganda going on. There's only real people out here that understand the real media.
Yeah.
We understand the truth. We like people that are truthful.
So
speak for the truth. Joe's gotta go. Joe's gotta go. Joe's gotta go. Joe's gotta go.
I love it.
Joe's gotta go, baby.
He's gotta go.
We speak for the truth.
That's it, man.
That's it. That's
all right, no pressure, guys. But the future of our country is on your shoulders.
It's on his.
Are you guys? Do we have men and women, or is it soy boys? Is it women with balls?
No sissies. No sissies.
Real strong men and women.
All right. So that might be why he's bringing Dark Brandon back, is because Trump is winning over the youth vote right now as well. And actually, Vivek Ramaswamy was pictured with them. Here's him and Vivek walking into Mar-a-Lago. So it looks like Vivek might end up being VP. Vivek and his wife with Trump and Melania. And the odds on that, let's see, on vice presidential pick, VP nominee, they still say Kristi Noem is number one, but Vivek is tied now for second. And Tim Scott is up there too. That's interesting. Tim Scott's for some reason up there. It's almost even between the different candidates. They predict it's going to be either Kristi Noem, Elise Stefanik, Vivek, or Tim Scott. And Nikki Haley at 9 cents. I mean, that's ridiculous. So there you go. That's a little bit on the VP side. A little bit of odds. This is something Trump said, which everybody took, which people are saying is insane. Okay. Because he said he won't defend NATO countries if they don't spend enough money. So he's been criticized for this.
Big country stood up, said,
just letting you know.
Sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay, you're delinquent. He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. But the presidents of a...
It is crazy. He does say crazy shit. It's good, but I mean, he's just infinitely more capable of whatever, of functioning than half-dead Joe Biden, cadaver Joe Biden. No, here's Michael Rappaport, who hated Trump, said he was lied to about Charlottesville, the both sides thing. So this is interesting.
Yes. You also acknowledge that,
because I will also acknowledge that, you know, that one thing about the Charlottesville that I ranted about.
Yes.
And I was wrong.
But the both sides thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I respect so irresponsible.
And I respect the shit out of it.
Wait, let me hear him out. Hang on. Yeah. Go a little bit more. What do you mean by that? You were wrong on that.
No, because he said the both sides, you know, there's good people on both sides. And when you see the full quote, that wasn't what he said. And you know, I ranted on him hard for that. Hard. There's some video about it, whatever. I mean, I ranted hard because I was like, what are you talking about, man?
Because you got played. And here's what this is why. Yes.
There you go.
You also acknowledge that.
Because
so there you go. So people are tuning in. They're hearing stuff. Michael Rappaport went back on it. Okay, let me close that. I played you all the clips of people defending. They're trying to pass in this Ukraine funding that they can impeach Donald Trump if he ends it. So that was discovered. Elon Musk tweeted about it. JD Vance discovered this. He said, buried in the bill's text is an impeachment time bomb. The supplemental impeachment time bomb. The bill. Okay. President Trump was wrongfully impeached. Okay. I can't read that. But apparently there's something in there that would say that if the president stopped funding to Ukraine, that he could be impeached. So it's basically setting it up for Trump to get impeached. And that bill passed the Senate. I'm sorry. It passed the procedural vote and will be voted on in the Senate. And it looks like it'll pass. So here, let me see if I can tell from this. Conclusion, the supplemental request represents an attempt by the foreign policy bloc deep state to stop President Trump from pursuing his desired policy. And if he does so anyways, to provide grounds to impeach him and undermine his administration. All Republicans should oppose its passage. Yeah. Partisan Democrats would impeach him again based on him cutting off funding to the bill, to Ukraine. Okay. Now, Tucker Carlson's interview. Let's see what I have here. Tucker Carlson's interview with Putin. What do you guys think of it? It was kind of boring. Be honest. I have, I don't need to say that. I have all of Tucker's answer to it. Thanks guys for tuning in. I saw I got another coffee and I'm at 322 supporters. Speaking of numbers, I got another coffee. Thank you. Someone who says LTV is awesome. I appreciate you, my dude. Thank you. Appreciate you. So let's see. He mentioned that Boris Johnson scuttled a deal. The interview got like 200 million views. This was Putin. This is Boris saying that he didn't scuttle the deal.
Around the world, people are watching that ludicrous interview with Vladimir Putin conducted by Tucker Carlson, and we must not fall for this tissue of lies, above all for the notion that Putin is somehow fated to succeed in Ukraine. On the contrary, he is doomed to fail. Read about it in the Daily Mail.
There you go.
Around
he
the
wrote
world.
an article in the Daily Mail. So he said the Putin interview was disastrous. It got over 200 million views. Apparently, whatever that means on Twitch. There's an old Libs of TikTok shared this old tweet from Taylor Lorenz, said it's wild to see what a fish out of water he is on the internet. No jump cuts, no background music, no catchy thumbnail or video title. Not sure how he's going to stack up against an average streamer or YouTuber. And he got 144 million views at that time. Now it's even more. I have that RFK ad. You guys want to see the RFK Super Bowl ad? Here's the RFK Super Bowl ad. RFK Jr.
Do you want a man for president who's seasoned through and through? A man who's old enough to know and young enough to do? Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you.
American Value 2024 is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
So anyway, he apologized saying that he was sorry for his family members if they were offended. Don't know where to go with that. I don't know why his family members would have been offended. So anyway, that's news from the Super Bowl. We covered the Super Bowl earlier. I have Tucker's. It got almost no views on Twitter. Here's actually RFK Jr. responding to the money we're trying to send to Ukraine, saying the Ukraine war is a money laundering operation. I'll play that for you because that's a little more enjoyable to listen to.
This is a war that should have never happened.
It's a war the Russians tried repeatedly to settle on terms that were very, very beneficial to Ukraine and us. The major thing they wanted was for us to keep NATO out of the Ukraine. The big military contractors want to add new countries to NATO all the time. Why? Because then that country has to conform its military purchases to NATO weapon specifications, which means certain companies, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Boeing, and Lockheed, get a trapped market. In March of 2022, we committed $113 billion. Just to give you an example, we could have built a home for almost every homeless person in this country. We then committed another $24 billion since then, 2 months ago, and now President Biden's asking for another $60 billion. But the big, big expenses are going to come after the war, when we have to rebuild all the things that we destroyed. Mitch McConnell was asked, can we really afford to spend $113 billion to Ukraine? He said, don't worry. It's not really going to Ukraine.
It's going to American defense manufacturers.
So he just admitted it's a money laundering scheme. And who do you think owns every one of those companies? BlackRock. So Tim Scott, during the Republican debate, said, don't worry, it's not a gift to Ukraine, it's a loan. So raise your hand if you think that that loan's ever getting paid back. Yeah, of course it's not. So why do they call it a loan? Because if they call it a loan, they can impose loan conditions. And what are the loan conditions that we impose on? Number one, an extreme austerity program, so that if you're poor in Ukraine, you're going to be poor forever. Number two, most important, Ukraine has to put all of its government-owned assets up for sale to multinational corporations, including all of its agricultural land, the biggest single asset in Europe. In Ukraine, there's been 1,000 years of war fought over that land. It's the richest farmland in the world. It's the breadbasket of Europe. 500,000 kids almost, Ukrainians, have died to keep that land as part of Ukraine. They almost certainly didn't know about this loan condition. They've already sold 30% of it. The buyers were DuPont, Cargill, and Monsanto. Who do you think owns all of those companies? Yeah, BlackRock. And then in December, President Biden gave out the contract to rebuild Ukraine. And who do you think got that contract? BlackRock. So they're doing this right in front of us. They don't even care that we know anymore, because they know that they can get away with it. And how do they know that? Because they have a strategy. And that strategy is an old strategy, which is they keep us at war with each other. They keep us hating on each other. They keep the Republicans and Democrats fighting each other, black against white, and all these divisions that they sow.
There you go. That's RFK Jr., who, yeah, I might vote for. I'd like to play some clips from him. So you see they have a choice. Here's them saying that having a third party is a threat to democracy. This having a third party is a threat to democracy.
Historically, at least modern history, they're spoilers. But with the current level of dissatisfaction with Trump and Biden, is there any chance you see this year could be different?
No, I think that third-party candidates are spoilers. I mean, history could potentially repeat itself again. And now, more than ever, the idea of a third party is a threat to our democracy. This is not the time for this. I understand the frustration that the American electorate has. People always express a certain amount of...
Everything where Joe Biden doesn't win is a threat to democracy, it seems like. So that's all I need to play of that. All right, cool. We had a great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a bunch of people tuned in. So if you want to call in, I could open up the call-in portion of the show. And if you could throw a coffee or two my way, I'd really appreciate it by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. Well, we'll put our feelers out and open up the phone. And if somebody wants to call in, they can. So, and thanks for the $10 over on Rockfin, Jacob's Ladder. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, call in. Why not? We'll try it. And I have more news. I have stuff about AI. There's this thing that says they found out that AI audio cloning can take over a phone call in real time without people knowing about it. I have that. I can show that here. Audio cloning can take over a phone call in real time. Okay, there. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Hey, buddy, how's it doing? How's it going over there?
It's going okay, man. I'm doing what I can to get by, taking things one day at a time. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just chilling. Yeah, man, this is pretty entertaining to say the least. I don't know the whole fucking presidential shit. You know?
Yeah, with Joe Biden. You think how long do you think Joe Biden has left?
I don't know. Like, I wonder if like there's people that want to keep him propped up no matter what.
Yeah.
But then again, there might be enough hands to push him out, you know.
Yeah. Well, the media is
Or like not maybe not literally, just kind of like make him feel like he needs to quit.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's definitely going to get amped up. It's only February. The election's all the way in November, and he seems to be getting worse daily. So.
Yeah, totally, man. Like that montage of him fucking his speeches up.
Yeah.
Talking was just,
Yeah.
It was sadly hilarious, but I don't know, man. Like if he's acting, I was saying on the chat, if he's acting, he's better than the Connecticut. You know,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
from 2012 and all that.
Yeah, we were not
But,
going to say there were any actors there, though. That was, but I don't even know what you're talking about.
I won't even say like anything related to it because, like, you know, that always gets.
Yes.
If I say anything directly related to it, you know.
Yes. I appreciate you keeping it clean for the show.
Hey, is today Mardi Gras? I haven't heard it from somebody.
It may be. You want me to look it up for you?
Cool, yeah.
Let me look it up. Is today Mardi Gras? That's the day you. Yes,
like,
it's today. February. Today's Monday. So sorry, you made me think it was Tuesday already. It's not Tuesday yet. Tomorrow will be Mardi Gras.
Oh, okay. So it's tomorrow then.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Mardi means Tuesday. Gras means fat. Fat Tuesday.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. So we have that coming up tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be partying, but
good.
It'll be nice to play some tunes. Maybe get online, play some music.
Yeah, cool, man.
Cajun music.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well,
all right.
I'm gonna let you go, man.
All right, my man. Talk
Have
to you
a good
later.
one, man.
All right, see ya. All right, that's Jim from Baltimore, who's not going to party too much. Yeah, think about it. That's when Jesus went to the desert, right? Here, I have more clips of Joe Biden. I still have more of that Joe Biden thing. You can call in. Otherwise, I'll just play the rest of this. That's fine too. Thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for the coffees. Thanks for the donuts.
Can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. Look, a solid meeting with the Los Angeles and what am I doing here? From the excuse me, they also increase corporate growth. They make a very good point. Here's the deal. $159,000 billion less. My plan is to make concrete. I know President. Excuse me. leading tech companies like Anthropic. I'm going to mispronounce. How can you try? The beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. By the end of a governing crisis, it's time to end it.
Earth Rider, did he say?
Yeah, anyway, it'll be good. Because that's why we cannot let this election be one where the same man who was president 4 years ago. I'll never forget. Well, I won't go into that. Anyway, I just think that
It's
Florida
appropriate
Small
that there's
Business
sad music with
Winner
it.
Award winner, Business Week winner. Now, it has to involve our institutions. But, the former prime minister like to take baths up that. Anyway, overruled that to reinstate the 32nd freestanding, have 30 free. Let's follow my orders here.
There you go. That's put out by the RNC. Apparently he did something else today. I'll show you that and I'll let you guys go. Thanks, Jim, for calling in. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well out there. I think about you and the stuff you have to go through, Jim. I appreciate you watching the show, calling in.
Let me start by welcoming His Majesty, the King of Jordan. He's been a good friend. Abdul, welcome back to the White House, man. Welcome back. And by the way, Barack's looking at you in the corner over there. And along with Queen Rihanna, who is meeting with Jill now, and the Queen and the Crown Prince Hussein. Where is the Prince out there? I thought he was coming out. At any rate, Your Majesty, over to you.
Oh boy.
Mr. President.
What is he doing with his hand? Somebody's calling. Let me take it. Hey, you're on the air.
And Mary Apocky Clips. How you
What's
doing?
that? Doing good, thanks. What did you say first? Something Pocky Clips?
Yeah, Mary Epoxy Clips.
Okay, what's up, dude?
Shoot, not too much. That guy that you had on a couple minutes ago, he's a really good speaker.
Oh, you mean the guy that called into the show, Jim?
No, the guy who you were playing the video clip of and stuff. Like he seems like very articulate. He's a very good orator.
Oh, you're talking about Joe Biden and you're making a joke, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah.
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, he's not. He's having problems. You know, he's having problems functioning. It seems like. I feel bad for him, to be honest.
Yeah, with that depressing music up under and stuff, somebody else has jokes.
Yep.
They roasting him.
Yep, they sure are. So, how are you doing?
You know who I think was a good speaker on the low? I'm doing all right, but you know, remember when Bush Jr. was in office?
Yes.
And he used to have all of those glorious little clips and people would put them together, him saying weird things.
Yeah.
Like one thing he said where he was like, fool me once, you can't fool me again or whatever.
Right.
Like, you know, that was kind of hilarious, but that was like quoting an old song. So on the low, he was like sneaking song lyrics in and stuff. Like, at least that's entertaining.
Yeah.
Like if it go over people's heads when he was doing it. So
Yeah. George Bush was
kind of
entertaining.
weird.
Much more entertaining than Joe Biden. So, yeah, George W.
That's
Bush.
kind of sad.
Yeah, that is sad. We live in sad times.
That's kind of
where
sad.
we miss George W.
Like
Bush.
now I'm reminiscing.
Yeah, I know. It's bad.
Like wishing other people would come and stuff, because at least like they like might quote stuff. So like if you look at it sideways, it's like, you know, he's kind of like a Yoda compared to this other guy.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. Like, what do you think about the way that they always have the little shooters? Like
Yes.
they always pop up, and a
Yes.
lot of times, like there'll be like people that hop on the news and they'll like say things about what happened, but sometimes it's like jarbled up mess.
Yep. Yeah, you got to wonder.
Is it
People
still?
are asking if it's. You mean some of the shootings didn't really happen, or what?
I don't know if you
I
could
don't know.
say that. Like,
Right.
I'm just wondering if they staged some of the situations because there's different time frames where, like, they have the news clips. So you should not get struck for, like, if there's a news clip for it. Like,
Yeah.
remember that one time, what was it called? The Pulse
Yeah.
shooting?
Oh yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that the one where it was like a club and there was like this one sister that was like interviewed, and she was saying that she saw, like, she like put her fingers, I think, and described how long the bullet was, and she said she saw it hanging out of the guy's leg.
Right.
Do you
right.
remember that?
No, I don't remember it. I didn't look too much into the Pulse nightclub shooting, but I know there were videos at the time of people talking about it. So no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of funny. We can't even talk about that stuff anymore on YouTube, I don't think. But yeah, there are
But
funny
with the
things.
news clip,
Yeah, right.
like shouldn't that be a loophole? Like,
Yeah,
if
it
there's
is
a
a type
news
of
clip for it,
It is a loophole as long as you don't say anything about it.
like, just let them say it. Let them speak for themselves, like the way that they string together the little clips of the guy falling asleep in the chair, like grandpa and stuff. They should have, like, put a rocking chair behind him or something.
Right.
Like, you know, like, if you can get the little clip with the female saying that she saw the bullet hanging out the leg,
Okay.
because it's like they told her what the scenario was going to be.
Right, right.
And like they told her to improv, like, come up with something just on the fly,
Right.
just make us think that something happened,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And she's trying to describe it, and she's like, I noticed, like, they might even show her what the bullets look like in the machine. So she's like, okay, they're about this big, but
Right.
she doesn't know how they function. She don't know that the cap shoots off of the dang on thing
Right.
and leaves a shell. She's thinking they fly out like a comic book, a cartoon, and it's just like dangling out like an arrow and stuff. Like, that's kind of hilarious. That's pure gold comedy.
I'm with you, man. Can't talk about it though anymore, right? Well, I haven't seen anything like it in a while, and I gotta get going. But thanks for the call. And yeah, well, actually, if you have anything else, go ahead. But I can't talk about that kind of stuff right on YouTube anymore. I don't think.
That's sad.
I know.
That's sad because
There
it's
are a
like
lot of sad
funny, but it's like they did it on the news. I mean, come
know.
on. If they were proud enough to put it out, they didn't edit it. They could have edited it. I'd edit for them. I'm good at editing videos and stuff. They should pay me and stuff. I'd make the stuff look better. Like, no, cut that whole chunk out.
Right.
Don't let us say that.
Right.
We're going to look crazy. Like, just have her cut out. Just cut out just that snippet.
Yeah.
And put some Visine on her eyes. Make her look like she's crying and stuff. Like, they could have did that. That's what I think they should have did.
Who knows, man? Hey,
Oh, there's something I wanted to ask you about.
What's that?
There's something I wanted to ask you about and stuff, but it's kind of movie related and stuff too. Like,
okay.
But I don't know, like, if this would be the right setup with this topic that you're talking about. But like, did you hear about that thing with Bobby Lee?
Bobby Lee? Who's that?
Yeah, the comedian.
Oh no,
He's a comedian, but he used to be on Mad TV. But like, there's been this little thing where people were talking about him going to Tijuana, and then he saw some girl that looked like Natalie Portman when she was in that movie The Professional.
Right.
Like that, I wanted to talk to you about, but also I wanted to talk about some of the films with that director,
Luc Besson.
that put out.
He is one of
Yeah,
my
I wanted
favorite directors. He's made a lot of good movies. Fifth Element and
Yeah, he did.
Fifth Element and The Professional, or Leon is the original name for that movie. Yeah, what were your comments
La Femme
about it?
Nikita.
Yeah, he made La Femme Nikita too.
Like,
yeah.
And he did like a bunch of co-productions and stuff, like where he put out like Kiss of the Dragon and Unleashed or Danny the Dog, I think they called it in the UK. But there's like a bunch of weird things in the movies where it's like kind of like some vaguely MK Ultra type stuff or whatever, but it's got like the theme for Kiss of the Dragon, that little co-production he did. It's like about this girl whose child gets kidnapped by a dirty cop. And then they force her into prostitution where she has to work it off to get a kid. They're not going to let her get a kid back.
Right.
But anyways, and like, you know, the thing in The Professional, the girl, dirty cop, kills the parents and whatnot. And then the mafia dudes, hitman is like her savior, but it's like kind of creepy and whatnot.
It is creepy.
But like the Bobby Lee thing, I might have to give it to you and stuff, like for you to check out and stuff.
Okay.
But like, I'm telling you, I wanted to talk to you about that because like there's something to it. But like I said, I don't know what format like would be better to talk about it, or introduce it or something.
I don't know. You can message me with stuff about it. I'll check it out.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you, man. Just be safe out there.
Thanks. Doing my best.
All right. Great
Thanks,
show.
man. I appreciate you. Thanks. Appreciate you. All right. Cool. That's nice. Oh, it's good for people. Thanks for the calls. Appreciate it. I'm checking my coffees one last time. Okay. I think we're good. If you want to donate to the show or become a member, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I did get, there we go. Glass bead player. Thank you. 3 coffees. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Glass bead player, for the 3 coffees. Appreciate it. I pretty much almost got to my goal. And with Cash App, I did. So I appreciate everybody. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you can support the show anyway, go buy a t-shirt, truthclothing.io, or drop a dono. And appreciate the super chat we got earlier from Job for 9. Thanks, Jacob's Ladder over on Rockfin. And we'll see you at the next one. All right. It was extra long today. For now, that's what it is.